in this session, we are going to discuss about the JSON assertion in JMeter. Whenever we hit a request using the JMeter, we got the response. So in the response, whatever JSON response we are getting, we can put the or we can apply the assertions there. So let's see that how we can do it. So in my previous session, I've already shared this thing like this is my create string. I have already used the JSON extractor here. If you want to see that how we can extract the JSON and utilize in my upcoming request, you watch my that video here. Okay. Now in this session, we are going to see that we are okay. For that purpose, first of all, let me disable it because I don't need to do it right now here. I can use it only simple this thing. Okay, so here what we are doing it here, and even I don't need this JSON extractor also for this session. So let me comment. So this is my create strand, and now let me show you that whenever I'm going to hit it, it will create a response for you. Okay, now let me clear it. Now let me clear on view result tree and click on this one. So now it is the request, and now you can see that in the response I'm getting result. I'm getting in the result I'm getting a object. This is message, and the message object contains the value student added successfully, this one. Okay, with below ID, and I'm getting the ID also. Now I want to verify, I want to make a assertion whether my you can make a assertion like this particular object is available on my response or not, like this ID object is available or not, and then we can verify the value if you have any expected value. Okay, for example, you can say that currently because this ID is generated in my API, it is incremental. Okay, means if I generated 1583, next time when I hit the API, so it will generate the new ID for the new student, that is 1584. So if we want to check for the positive scenario, we need to check whether when I hit the request this time, in the response there should be a ID object and the value should be 1584. That, so how we are going to validate this thing, let's see that. For that purpose, we will go to the create student here, and now we'll add a assertion. In the assertion, you will see assertion that is called JSON assertion here. So now in JSON, it is very simple. Here you have to give the path of your JSON, whatever path you want to check whether it exists or not. So in JSON extractor, we have already used this thing, like this is the path, $result ID. If you want to see, you can see it again here. I have already, you can say, structure of my response in the result dollar, then result, and result contains object ID. So this is the path. So first thing what we are going to check it here in my JSON assertion, this path exists or not. So if I will give any wrong path here, my assertion will fail here. For example, if I give something like that, not result, I'm going to put it, I'm going to write it only this one, this one. So you know that this is a wrong path because I'm saying that within my object directly I will get the ID object. But you can say that in my response, uh, whole dollar, this whole response, then we have a result, and within result we have a ID object, not the ID direct object. So if you run this automation, it will fail. So I will show you that thing also. Another thing is that if you want to assert the value, like if you want to assert the value of, if you are writing a right, you can say JSON path here, and if you want to validate the value of that also, then you can click on this one, and here you can write the expected value here. Okay, so I can write a expected value. What was the expected value? Like I've shown you previously, generated ID 1583. Okay, so I will do one thing. I will put my expected value 1584. This is my expected value, but at the same time you can say that I'm using the wrong X path, so it will fail. So, or let me do one thing. Let me first cover the positive scenario. The positive scenario is that uh, we are going to use the right X path. So let me first of all cover the right X path here. Copy, and then I will go to the negative part also. $result.id. So I'm using the right JSON path. I am writing, my expectation is that my ID which is generated, the value of that ID should be 1584. Okay, previous it was 1583. So it means I'm putting a valid. So now let me run it. And when I run it, it will run this assertion on this create student. But the thing is that how we can see that whether this assertion is running fine or not, for that purpose, you have to add a one more listener here. So you will go to the listener, and the listener, you will see there is a listener that is called assertion results. So let click on this assertion results. So whenever you are going to add it, let me add it this level. Okay, add this level so that you can see every assertion here. Okay, now let me save it. So now what will happen, it will hit the create student, and from response it will actually run JSON assertion, and whatever I have applied here, like this path will check, and if this path exists, then it will check this value. Okay, so now let me clear the results here, and when I hit it, I will go to the assertion result also. Let me run it. So you can say create student is executed, and I got the response here. And why it is, you are able to see that it is green pass, because if you go to the assertion result, you can say that this assertion is passed. That's why you are not able to see any error here. Now I will show you the negative thing. If I go to the, you can say currently what was the ID generated, 1584, and that was my expectation. Next time what ID, when I hit the same API for a new record of the student, ID will be 1585. Okay, so intentionally I will write it here 1586. ID should be generated 1585, but I'm writing 1586. So intentionally I'm writing the wrong ID here. Okay, so I want to show you that this will pass, but this assertion will fail. So overall assertion will be fail here. Now let me go here and clear all the logs. Now let me run it again. When I hit run, you will see that this time it is fail here, and here you can say response is coming, but it is failing. Why it is failing? Because assertion part is failed here. Now let me go to the assertion result, and you will clearly see that in the create student JSON assertion value in JSON path result expected to match 1586, but did not match 1585, because runtime I got 1585, and in my expectation I have given 1586. So it is failed here. Got it? Now I will show you that next time if I will run the same API, it will pass. Why it will pass? Because you know that currently the generated ID is 1585. Next time it will generate 1586. So if I run the same automation again, so what will the result? Let's see that. Let me run it. It passed because this time 1586, and my assertion says that it should this value. Okay, now what is the another thing is that if you are using the wrong path here, or this path do not exist, you can validate that thing also. Like for example, I've written $.id. I have written $.id. You know that this is the wrong X path. Actual path is dollar. Within dollar, we have to write result and then ID. So now let me do one thing. Let me clear it and let me run the same again and see that one. It is again failing. And if you go to the assertion result, it is simply saying that no result for this path. This path do not exist. So you have seen that how we can assert different things here. Now let me show you other type of you can say other type of data. Like in the result, currently I have validated the ID. If you want to validate this message also, like the value of message should be this one, add student added successfully, this one. If you want to validate this thing, you can also validate how this is the value. Now let me go to the one thing, we can use this one, or we if you want you can add one more assertion here, or if you want you can add one more assertion here, or if you want I can modify it here. So you can use 2 3 multiple assertions. So let me modify here. So I don't want to create another one for this purpose. So this is my expected value, and here what is the JSON path? And you know that JSON path is that what will be the JSON path? JSON path will be result $.results. So let me go to the $.results, and dot what should be the, and dot after that the object is that message. I want to extract this value message. Now let me go here, and now let me, so this will, it will go to this XPath and will fetch the value, and will see that the value should be same this one. If it is matched, the result will be passed, otherwise it will be fail here. So now let me do again same thing here. Let me run this, and now let me clear it. So let me run it, If I run it, you will see that it will hit the request, it got the response, and the assertion result, I didn't get any problem because it was giving the same result. Now let me go to the negative condition also here. Suppose a student, if somehow it is failing, okay, so we will not get this message. I will say that student added successfully, or let me remove this part. Okay, because I want to validate the complete message should be there. This complete message, student added successfully with below id, this whole message should appear in the response. If it is not appearing, I will make my test case fail. So suppose this is scenario, so I made it here. Now let me save it, and now let me run it again. So if I will run it here, you can see that this time it will also fail here. Reason is that I am expecting the value of this message object whole, student added successfully with below id, but what I'm getting here, you can see that value in the JSON path message expected to match student added successfully. But what we are getting student added successfully with below id. So it means you can check the positive condition, you can check the negative condition. In the same way, like you can say validating few part of this, you can say a specific part of this id or message. If it is a big JSON, you can verify or validate any type of data, that is called JSON assertion. Okay, so I hope you got the idea that how you can validate the data, JSON data from your response. If you have any query, you can put in the comment of this video. And if you have not subscribed my channel till now, you can subscribe it. Thank you.